Hey, my creative friends, Shannon from Shannon's Studio. And I talk about creativity every night. For me, it's probably day for you, since most of you I know are in the States. Um, it, I usually give tips about creativity, but tonight, and I think for the next little while, I'm going to add some experiences because it's a Christmas season, and we will be doing different things. All of us will be doing different things, and since it's my first time ever in Sweden, I thought I would share what I did today. And I put a few pictures on my Facebook page so that you can see a little bit about this tradition. So this tradition is called Julbord, Julbord, Julbord. And it's so funny because they pronounce it Jul, Yule, and in America we spell Yule, Y-U-L-E. So I just think there's a few things that the language that I see tied together with English, or maybe it was brought over from here, from the Europe or Scandinavian countries, and then put into use in America. So I went to this restaurant today, so I had my first Julbord, and it is usually a 7-course meal, and it's celebrating Christmas, and it is interesting. Well, first off, one of the little cottages, and it was just it wasn't snowing. It was just cool. It wasn't raining, and it was just a little beautiful walk. And then you come up onto this restaurant that it's just glass windows all around, and just a beautiful setting. I went with the PTA of the school that Joseph goes to. It's an international school, and so I think they have like 50 nationalities in school. So it is very diverse. And when you get with the group, it's very interesting. Everybody speaks, different languages, but mostly everybody speaks English. So it's really nice for me since I speak no other languages. And so we sat around the table, and you go through these courses. And the first course is like 10 different herrings, pickled herring species, different herring things. And I tried. I put them on my plate, and I tasted some of the sauces of the thing. I just couldn't. I have baby taste buds, and my mouth has no adventure for different foods, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I put on the photos I uploaded show the different dishes I got, and I kind of combined some of my courses, and but they all looked interesting. They all looked interesting, very distinctive smell. And so you go through that course, and then you were supposed to go through the cold and smoked fish, and hot smoked and cold smoked. I don't know the difference, and they have their own fishery that they do some of their fish from. And so then you do that kind of fish, which I did try some of that. They had some different pickled salmons, some different things like that. So then you went on to the salads and the vegetables, and they have their own kitchen garden that they draw from, and that was another course. Then they call the next course, I think it was, if my translate thing was good, right, it was the cold shed. It's kind of the Swedish meats and hams, and it's interesting that one of the meat table had a pork head made out of something else, not a real pork head. But in my reading, I was learning how the pigs were very important to their diet, and they would save them all year. They'd smoke them in the spring, it seems like, and then them last for a very long time. It was just, in our day and age where everything is so readily available, that we don't eat very often. We don't eat seasonally like that, where we have something and it's supposed to last over a season or several seasons. and it's just interesting to see. And all the portions were very small. It's not like they call it, I think they pronounce it smorgasbord here. And it's not, the smorgasbord is what we say in America. And it's not the same type of layout that is found in America. And then you go on to the cheese, and the cheeses were just delicious. I really liked all those and tried the different ones. I take that back. I didn't try the moldy ones. There were 2 moldy ones, and I don't know. I grew up thinking mold on cheese wasn't good. So I steered away from those. Maybe if you've tried the moldy cheese, you can tell me how it is. Like I said, my mouth is not brave. My taste buds are not adult, and I just don't try certain things. I'm so visual. It's like I take a look at that and I go, I don't know. No, I don't think so. I didn't try those, but the other ones were very delicious. And then they have the dessert area, and everything there was really good, of course. They had make your own little tarts. They had different cookies. I could tell some of them were, it seemed that they were more toward around their country. Were very Swedish, that's what I'm trying to say. One of the things, the only thing I think I didn't like, I think it was a for reals, jellied candy that they made from scratch, sort of not like you get from the store. And the flavor was so intense and so tart. It was this little sugared cube jelly thing, and I'm like, this seems like the real deal. And it was strong, but it was really flavorful, but like I said, it was so strong I wasn't expecting it. And I liked that. I did make my own tarts. But you went into this room, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was like an outdoor garden pavilion, glass pavilion, but on one side was a wall of mirrors, and they decorated it beautifully. And it was just this feeling. Now, I know when people have these Julbords in their homes, they're not that, I would say, elaborate or beautifully decorated. But this is what they do. And I think this time of season, they do them in the country, and they do them for an extended period of time. And it just was very festive. It was just very fun for me to see how the Swedish people do it and enter into their Christmas season and the traditions behind it. And I just thought, and we were talking at the table with the ladies, and they said that a lot of times, their food dictates kind of their traditions, or there's lots of food that it starts out with their traditions. And I don't know, it was just a lovely time. It's a lovely place. I put the name on my Facebook, and if you're ever in Sweden at this time of year, it would be a good thing. You would not be disappointed in going. And I find it a real treat, some of the things that I get to do when I'm here. So I thought, part of creativity is being open to new experiences, and to that openness is a huge thing in your creativity, in our creativity. And those experiences leave you different. They are taken in differently, and they leave you differently. And just like this, I just thought everything was beautiful. It was just a nice atmosphere. All the tables were lovely, and the setting was lovely. And I think it was a great new experience for me. And I think I'll be sharing a few more experiences as we go along. And there's no tip today, except, take the opportunities to have openness. And that's what I did today. And remember, you have a creative heartbeat, and listen for it. And I will be back tomorrow.